Hi everyone, it's Outdoor Katie and
Jen from Homestead How.
And today I'm going to be teaching my mom about glyphosate. So glyphosate is a widely used herbicide. The most known one is called Roundup. And a fun fact about that is in 2019 they said that they were going to discontinue it, but they didn't. You can still find it on the shelves today.
Jeez. Isn't that sad, guys? That's awful. The food that you think you're eating that's healthy for you has glyphosate in it. So we were driving. Katie and I actually went to go do some work. I did a short on Homestead How. And so we're just driving. We're doing some work. We had to go to a store. We had to go to the theater. We had to shovel the walkway. So we're on our way home, and Katie just wanted to do a quick video and tell you guys about glyphosate. I kind of know about it from Carrie from Homestead How, but I'm really interested about it because it's on everything from my understanding.
Yeah, so most of the information that I got, I have the presentation on her phone, and so most of the information I got was from the National Library of Medicine and the National Institution of Health. So we'll cover the effects of glyphosate on the rodents and how it affects the nervous system, the central nervous system, and the peripheral nervous system, as well as respiratory health and disclaimers.
She did a whole presentation on this. It's absolutely amazing. I read through the whole thing, and it was just stuff you wouldn't even think about.
Yeah, so the National Library of Medicine states that around 600,000 to 750,000 tons of glyphosate are used each year, and it's estimated that it will increase to reach between 740,000 and 920,000 tons by 2025. And take in mind that this was published in 2022, so in 1 year they think that it will increase to that much, which is going on all the food that we're ingesting. So several studies demonstrate that glyphosate exposure has several harmful effects on rodents' central nervous system and peripheral nervous system, which are processes that result in neuronal death and manifestation of behavioral abnormalities. I don't know how to say that word.
All right, so first of all, tell people what glyphosate is.
Glyphosate is a herbicide. That's what I already said what it was.
And what do they put it on?
They put it on they mainly use glyphosate on like grains and oats, which has been found traced inside the foods. So grains and oats as well as corn, but it's also used as a commercial herbicide that people can pick up from the store.
Isn't that what they put on like apples and stuff, or is that something else? It's like something that you can't wash off. Is that also?
I don't think so. I don't think that's glyphosate. It's
is that another
herbicide.
That's another herbicide. So when you think you're going out and you're eating healthy and you're eating apples and oranges and bananas,
you're ingesting a herbicide.
You're ingesting stuff, and you can wash it off all you want. You can peel it. You know, I used to peel my apples, and because I always thought, oh, it's so gross that somebody was touching it, but you can't peel that stuff off. That is still in there.
Yeah, and they're also GMO, genetically modified organisms, so you'll never be able to have a proper
How scary is that, guys?
So the next thing is a chart. The chart that the National Institution of Health did. They did an experiment on Swiss mice, and they did a chronic and a subchronic experiment, 250 or 500 milligrams day orally, and then the subchronic was 6 weeks and the chronic was 12 weeks. And then this objective was to assess the effects of the glyphosate exposure on the developing brain of young and adult mice.
Sad.
Yeah,
That's so sad.
Disclaimer: we do not support animal testing.
Man.
We're just using
the data that's already
out
there.
that's already
How
out
sad
there.
is that? Can you imagine
we do
that?
not support animal testing.
Oh,
so the results were locomotion. If you don't know what locomotion is, it's the ability to move one place to another. They didn't specify if they lacked it, but later on it seems like they lacked it. It wasn't stable. The next thing was anxiety and depressive behavior. The mice expressed more depressive behavior and had more anxiety, as well as 5-HT immune reactivity, and 5-HT is a hormone, so they had hormone dysfunction.
Right, so if I'm saying these poor babies about animals, think about your actual babies, your kids, your body that's eating all of that. That's not even in mice. I mean, that's in humans that we're eating that and putting that into our body, and we're allowing the government to keep doing it.
The same thing, Swiss mice, 250, 500 milligrams orally, subchronic 6, chronic 12. But this objective was to evaluate the effects on learning and memory functions, and oxidation and antioxidation homeostasis. So the results in this one was that they had an impaired recognition and retention memory, so they had troubles remembering retention memory.
So I mean, even with the memory, think about old people. Think about your family members.
I will go over that as well too. Another thing that's a little shocking. So chronic exposure of glyphosate caused impairment on the working memory. of both young and adult mice. So glyphosate exposure, whether early or late, reduces mobility. In addition, there's also noticeable rise in the anxiety levels and the depressive behaviors exhibited in the mice.
Can you imagine? That's just from glyphosate.
Just from
not
glyphosate.
Even from anything else. This unbelievable what is in the food that you're eating, especially if you're vegan, vegetarian, meat eater, carnivore, whatever. It's in everything. It's so sad.
So numerous studies demonstrate the link between pesticide exposure and the emergence of different kinds of illnesses, such as mental disorders, autism, cancer, attention deficient hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, kidney damage, and others. It has been linked to organ phosphates. Additionally, it has been linked to other illnesses like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease.
There you go.
Like the now everybody's getting Alzheimer's and dementia earlier on.
Yeah.
Which could be linked to the glyphosate.
Right.
As well as respiratory health. Employees who, how do they state it? Employees who use glyphosate in high quantities and for extended time periods may be more prone to respiratory side effects such as lung and kidney issues.
Jeez.
What I'm going to talk about next is something that I just thought interesting. So the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, classified glyphosate as to be not likely carcinogenic, which means to cause cancer to humans, based on evidence from animals and humans. But they said not likely, not a yes or a no, but not likely. So,
but it does in rats and mice that they tested on.
But it's not likely to be to humans, exactly.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, and the next thing is disclaimers. So disclaimers on the bottle on most of the herbicides that contain glyphosate. They usually say always follow the directions on the label when using a product with glyphosate and wear protective clothing and eyewear. Do not stand in the spray or let it drift on you. Do not let the chemicals stay on your skin or get in your eyes.
No, but you can eat it.
Exactly, that was my point. But you can eat it, you can ingest it, but they don't want you to touch it.
But they don't want it to go on your skin. That's very
exactly.
smart.
They advise us not to touch it, but then they say it's okay to eat and consume. And it's also not likely to be
that's because we're not spraying it outside where it's going to actually kill something. So you're going to spray it on your plants or your weeds because you want to kill it, but most people don't know that it's in your food that you're eating.
It's
that
in the
they
air,
spray
as well in the air, and it also sometimes is in runoff in water that contaminates drinking water. So you're drinking it, you're eating it, and you're also breathing it in.
Yeah, great.
Okay, so the next thing I have a slide. So granola by Quaker. We'll just skim through this. We see Quaker Kind and Nature Value a lot.
Valley.
What did I say?
Nature Valley. You said value.
Oops. So we see Quaker Kind, Nature Valley, Kellogg's.
Yeah, ones that are know at the store and you're like, oh,
Lay's,
it's the better kind. Let's
Lay's
go
and
grab
Doritos
those.
and Fritos. Those are all in it. Cheerios and Lucky Charms all contain glyphosate, and the thing that we see is most of these products, the main thing is grains and oats. So they spray the glyphosate in, but they don't put it on the ingredient list, but you're still consuming glyphosate in it. 81% of Americans had recent exposure to glyphosate, and then the volume of glyphosate applied to the crop. I can't talk. The volumes of glyphosate applied to the crops have increased 100-fold since the 1970s.
Wow. So even though you think you're natural, you're vegan, you're vegetarian, organic, you're not. You're not. Oh my gosh.
This is big. The introduction of glyphosate-resistant crops in the 1996 added to the exposure. The plants become glyphosate-resistant, so they have to keep adding more glyphosate onto the plants so that it will kill all the pesticides.
Sure.
So just add more. And
You say kill the pesticides. Isn't that glyphosate?
Oops. To kill the animals, I meant.
The bugs and the insects. Yeah, so honestly, I'd rather eat the bugs and the insects than eat the glyphosate and all the
like 20 years off your life.
pesticides that we're eating. I mean, keep the bugs on there.
Bayer, which is the mother company of Roundup, will stop selling Roundup in 2023, citing risks to farm workers and consumers.
Guess
they did not.
It's 2024.
Go to Walmart. You'll see Roundup there. Ooh, one study found glyphosate in more than 95 of the oat-based food samples. 95% of oat-based foods have glyphosate in them.
Wow.
We also see it in high fructose GMO, genetically modified organism corn syrup, potatoes dissociated with herbicides, GMO canola oil. So
which is what everybody uses on a daily basis. Guys, please share this video. Honestly, we need to get this word out there about this glyphosate. I have never even heard about it before.
Yeah,
I know what
never heard of it
Roundup
before.
is. I didn't know it was in our food.
We used to use it in our
We need
garden.
to get this out there. So in our garden, I just use vinegar and water. That's all that I use. Vinegar, water, maybe some Dawn dish soap and a spray bottle. That gets rid of your weeds too, and it's safe for the environment. It's safe for other animals, like
Safe
if
for
you
your
had,
children.
right? If you had like little bunnies or something eating stuff out there, you still don't want it, but you don't want to kill a bunny. So, yeah, let's share, like, subscribe, get this video out there because this is very important. That's not just for carnivores or vegetarians, it's for everybody. For people that have babies that think that Cheerios is good for them. Carrie on Homestead How actually did a full video on this.
I will be doing my own video on Cheerios. I think he stole my information that I did. I did a presentation on Cheerios. Really great doctor, explained it very well on Cheerios, and I'll be doing another video on that.
People think Cheerios, oh, it's great. It's got oats in it. Well, where did the oats come from? How did they extract them? And how did they create them? And it's, yeah, you don't
It's
think
basically human food kibble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in conclusion, glyphosate is everywhere. You cannot avoid it 100%, but you can try to avoid it. You can filter your water so you can limit the amount you intake, but consuming glyphosate has its risks. As tested on rodents, with the increase of glyphosate intake, there's increased anxiety, depression, cancer, oxidative stress, neural inflammation, dysfunction, and more. Like we said, the Parkinson's and the Alzheimer's, cancer, possibly autism. Oops.
It's really sad to think about that it's on all your food, and the things that you eat, it doesn't say it on the package.
Yeah, they don't include
have food. It's not going to say, oh, it includes glyphosate. And, you know, people don't think about it or know stuff like that unless you really do your research. And she has a whole spreadsheet. Can you share that? That big spreadsheet that
I
you
can
did?
share the links from Canva. I think I can share it. I'll put it in the description below, but I'm not sure if it can put links in yet. I think you have to be monetized to do that.
Okay, well, if she can't, check out Homestead How. I'll make sure Carrie puts it under his somewhere, like under the community tab or something, or maybe she can put it on the community tab. But she spent a lot of time on that, and it has a lot of great information on it, so definitely check that out.
And I have other videos planned. The ketogenic diet's influence on cancer, as well as Cheerios and PFAs, forever chemicals. So,
and I'm sorry, shout out to your sister Emma the carnivore. Her and Katie are actually thinking about starting a skincare product company.
I don't know if she uploaded it yet, but she was doing a video on sunscreen and the negative effects of sunscreen.
Right, they're going to be starting some stuff and doing the research. Emma did a bunch of research, so go check out her channel, Emma the Carnivore. Sorry, I'm shouting out somebody else on your channel, but it's her sister. So go check her out too. They're doing really great for the community and helping out and teaching people about things. So definitely share, like, subscribe to this video, guys.
Should we do the beep?
Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.
Beep.